Oh my god, I was muted. Alright, I have your feed.
Okay, so we have Japanese in the lead right now. I probably won't bother changing mid-run unless there's a huge swing, so
How are you feeling
let's just
on
move on with this.
how are you feeling on commentary?
Oh, it's alright. We can bring in Velo if he wants to shit talk, but he did leave for now, I see.
Stay free to shit talk. Alright. Let me know when you're ready and I'll start the timer. Stay free
Okay,
to shit talk.
let me just select
Alright.
the game mode,
Let me know when you're ready and I'll
and
start the timer.
okay, you can do a countdown. Oh wait, we've got double audio apparently.
Oh, I thought you had you put on mic.
Oh, one sec, I forgot to turn it off. It's fixed now.
Okay. Am I doing the countdown for you? Oh, I thought you had
Yeah,
you put
go
on mic. Alright.
go
5,
for it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Memes. Good luck.
No, not the memes. Welcome to Idle Memes featuring the game that has been absent in HDNMarathon since I last ran in this thing. Because the memes were left to die by Aurora and everyone else. So this isn't particularly different from your typical net game. This isn't particularly different from your typical net game in terms of gameplay. You still got turn-based RPG stuff, but you're trying to save the town or the world from these things called Blair, whatever they meant to do. I don't know, it's been a while since I read the lore here. Advanced difficulty is obviously the game's hardest difficulty, and it is brutally random at times, though the main mechanic that separates advanced from the other difficulties won't show up for a while. But now we just have to deal with it being conventionally high enemy stats and stuff like that at the start. We started the game by controlling the old veteran idol Momoka, but now we're on to the actual newbies. So basically a whole level 100 to level 1 kind of deal. So a lot of this game's gameplay loop is just taking missions, going to a certain dungeon, killing specific enemies, or occasionally getting drops from them, and then handing it in and carrying on. Getting drops doesn't really play into the main story missions, but you do have to start getting them for true end stuff, which we'll get to later. For the time being, the first 3 chapters are just linear with absolutely nothing extra available, really. We also start the game moving rather slowly, which will be remedied at a later point. Oops. Accidentally took a tutorial. This is kind of slow because it goes through this verse maiden rules thing. But that's about the rest of it. So we're just on another kill quest. This time need to kill 3 of each of these 2 unique enemies that shows up. So ideally you want to get 2 of them to spawn in one battle, at least once for each type. And if you don't, then obviously it's bad RNG, but it is pretty likely since it's basically just a coin flip each time. We killed the 3 bats, now we need the 3 rats. The rats are actually slightly tankier than the bats, which is perhaps contrary to what you'd think. Okay, so I got the expected outcome. I forgot to use my SD heal first. I was meant to do that outside battle. It doesn't really matter though. So it's at the moment a lot of the game's systems are disabled. Like anything that makes the game actually difficult, other than just running out of HP. Since we are still in the tutorial phase. Well, I actually managed to kill with 3 times incinerate, that's pretty unlucky. So at the start of the game, these elemental skills were more powerful than physical skills, also known as might skills. I have less skills available than usual because I got that unlucky damage range. But in this fight we get introduced to the support from our producer. And yeah, this game is broken into 10 episodes, we just finished the first episode. The lengths are fairly comparable. We do now have access to optional quests, but these first few aren't needed even for true ends, so we just don't take them, because they don't give good rewards either. What I'm doing now is the way that you learn new skills in this game, called disc analysis. And then you have to also set them, you can't use every skill at once. You have limited slots where you can place your skills. Ideally I want this guy to move out of the way, so I don't have to use a camo ability to get past him, but I got hit by one anyway. Now we are going to start using night skills now that we actually have some decent ones. And Kanabiko has not very much SP, so I need to save her SP for a later fight. For the most part. I did accidentally use one extra skill on her, so I might need to heal her a little bit. But these early battles just end up being pretty grindy in the end. And we really don't want to have to use too many auto attacks with her in particular, because she likes missing with her auto attacks way more than the other characters. But in the end, sometimes you just have to take the plunge on it. She also runs out of SP at this point. But nothing in the early game is really going to kill you unless you're really, really unlucky. But yes, as Aaron was saying in the chat, we generally do keep revisiting the same dungeons over and over and go to new areas in them each time in this game. Now we're going to revisit the first dungeon in the game and go to its second part that was blocked off by some story things earlier. That's unlucky. I should have just used Camo there, but it's whatever. Camo is being this game's equivalent of stuff like the Tales of Holy Bottle, which is a item to avoid encounters. In this game, the camo blow just makes you completely unable to enter enemy encounters, though you just
あれは
treat them like they're solid walls.
うまくできた。何かないかな。
And that is the one and only free weapon upgrade we get for a very, very long time. Generally in this game you're meant to craft new weapons
お仕事お仕事。
using the general item creation system, but it's just not worth doing.
なんだろう。初めての敵だね。
Our quest is to kill these guys now.
お仕事。初めての敵。
In the Japanese version of the game, these enemies are actually bugged to give way higher rewards than they're meant to. And you can abuse it in the speedrun to save a bit of time, but in this version they're just normal early game enemies.
俺も行く。
どうしようか。よーし、頑張るよ。私の番。
ここだな。
どうしよう。お仕事お仕事。お疲れ様でした。お仕事開始だね。
So now we're approaching the end of the second episode. For the first time I'm actually going to fight an enemy which isn't required by a
お
quest.
仕事の時間。
Gonna fight another couple of those vermin, even though they don't have the
なんだろうね。
bugged rewards, they still
初め
give
て見たかも。
the best XP we can get at this point in the game, and I need a little bit more XP to be able to deal with the end fight of this
初めての敵だね。
dungeon. Alright, this time I'll use the camera to get past these birds so we don't have a repeat of last time.
わ、初めて見たかも。
And yeah, all the walking in early game is really a drag, yeah. The game is a lot more enjoyable once you have the double movement speed, among other power-ups.
まだまだ平気。 頑張ろうね。
If anything, the real problem with Omega Quintet's dungeons is that they're so empty.
初めて見たかも。わあ、見たことないのがいるよ。
There is a lot of open space with not much going on.
え、ほ。頑張ればきっと行くよ。先制攻撃だね。
ここだな。
落ち着かなきゃ。頑張るよ。
But yes, they do also get rid of the huge open space in dungeons after the first few chapters, which raises the question of why it's there in the first place.
どうしよう。行くぞ。落ち着かなきゃ。よーし、頑張るよ。やっちゃうよ。
俺も行く。
私の番だね。
Anyways, with that grinding done, we are now level 2 weapon on a Toho, which is important to get her ultimate skill. I'm gonna try and avoid using a cover blow here. Okay, we got it.
初めての敵だね。
And as for the dungeon progression, now we're finally going to unlock the second warp point in
初めての敵
this dungeon, which we can then fast travel to later. These special save points with red stars as their icon are fast travel points. And then there are also a bunch of random save points that just aren't fast travel points, unfortunately. So you can still use them
なんだか
to go to the
寂
fast
しくなっ
travel
ちゃう
ones.
場所だね
You just can't travel to them. But it would probably be a smoother experience if you could just go to any save point.
初めての敵だね
Now they're introducing the brake system,
みんなさあまずは痛みこのはないとねお見逃しな
which is where you can deal way more damage and also get some special effects on your skills if an enemy is broken when you use that skill. お仕事開始なんかいっぱい並んでたね The producer also has his own disc analysis. He doesn't directly fight in battles, but you can pair him to whatever character you want and also give them a certain skill. So we want to now go to North Middleton where there is a event quest from... This is the first event quest which is actually worth doing. It's not particularly... It's not required for terrain, but it gives rewards that are actually worth getting.
Hey Dabom, I got a question. Why does the sound effect sound so similar to a certain game?
I wonder which game we could be talking about.
Does it have horror, man?
Hmm.
Just for reference, what I mean when I'm telling this, say this to Dabom. The sound effects is very similar, or actually, they use the assets of Death and Request sound effects. And you can see the similarities of monsters.
Probably the other way around, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Death End came after, yeah, that's what I meant.
見つけたよおちょっとだけ暴れちゃおっかな今日はどんな戦いを見せてくれるのか
Oh, whoops, I don't have enough to try and equip.
どうしよう
These fights kind of go off script quite easily at times. But it is what it is.
回ってきちゃった
While you're still in the early game, you can just cope and use whatever you have to kill them, and it'll only be an issue later on. So now I'm down to just attacks, but that's alright. This will go down pretty quickly. So it would, but apparently it has regen.
俺も行く行くぞ
Still gonna go down before it gets another turn though.
行くぞ俺も行くここだな行くぞ
強そうだけど、なんとかなるかな。お疲れ
Yeah,
様
we
で
just
した。
do that quest to get
達成できてよかったです。
200, or to get 500 support rate, because getting support rate is really slow on the English version. And you need support rate to unlock some of the terrain quests. But now it is time for the... With that optional quest out of the way, it is time for the actual
お出かけするの？何か
story required quest now.
わあ、見たことないのがいるよ。あれ、何かな？どっちに行こっか。
Still on the dungeons that have a lot of walking.
頑張ろうね。
Doing enough. Back attack is pretty bad, but
わあ、見たことない。
I'm only really in trouble with Kinetika's outfit break, which it might.
うわあ、ごめん。何かないかな。なんだろう。
That's already broken, that's actually an issue then.
わあ、見たこと。
Yeah, so
美しさに見とれている。まだ葉っぱがついてる。今日はどんな戦いを見せてくれるのか。
if they just want to attack first. You also want to use the attack guard here because you don't want to get put to sleep.
やれやれだな。
よーし、頑張るよ。うまくできるかな。落ち着かなきゃ。
We still don't have quite enough SP for a skill.
どうしよう。何かしてきそうかも。
手間がかかる。
Now it's okay to skip turns because I've been guarding, which means that I can resist
落ち着かなきゃ。
getting status that way.
どうしよう。
And unfortunately there isn't a single save point up to this point in this dungeon, so now I have to walk all the way back that I've just gone to be able to hand that quest in.
ないかな。
Obviously this game is dead in the water, but if they did remaster it then they could definitely use adding a few more save points in various places.
わあ、見たことないのがいるよ。 お仕事お仕事。 わあ、見たことないのがいるよ。初めての敵だね。頑張ろうね。お疲れ様でした。何でもいいから。
Now I actually repair my outfit.
何でもいいから。はい、確認を。工房だ。綺麗になったこの衣装。もういいんですか？
And it's time for another walk in Verdant Greenbelt. This time we are going to unlock 2 more quick jump points, and
頑張ろうね。
this should be the second to last long walk in this dungeon. There is one more where you have to walk quite a long way, but after that, for this dungeon at least, it mostly becomes using your
初めての敵。
various quick jump points. Quickly zoom around the place.
頑張ろうね。
The desert dungeon still has some long walks of its own left though. Each of the girls also has their own unique field skill, and you do have to use all of them to beat the game. Well, I don't think you have to use Arias to beat normal ending, but you do have to use all of them to beat true ending. You can also upgrade them at a later point. That's one of the 2 fast travel points we're going to get during this quest. The enemies for the quests are a bit further on though, closer to the 4th quick travel point.
わあ、見たことないのがいるよ。お水はきれいなまんまだね。頑張ろうね。頑張ればきっと勝てるよね。
Yeah, Dirk has the unique field skills for each character as well. Now we need to kill 3 of these things. Thankfully there are exactly 3 avatars. So there's not really much RNG here. The only RNG is whether you get it as solo or in a group. Getting it as solo is a bit faster here, but that means a lower chance of getting a...
行くよ。始めちゃって。私の方的有利な状況での不正じゃん。私の番だね。
that means a lower chance of getting a drop, which can be useful later.
強そうだけど、なんとかなるかな。行くよ。
Yeah, I got 2 solo in 1 group. So now just a little bit ahead is the next save point. And then the 4th quick travel point for this dungeon.
今日はもうおしまい。
Now we are at the end quest of chapter 3.
お仕事開始。だね。ミッションクリア。
And there's a bit of backtracking here, but for the most part we're just going to be using the
お出かけするの？
quests we just got, or the quick travel points we just got to shortcut around most of it.
頑張ればきっと勝てるよね。
So I have to come over here to this non-walkable save point for the first event. Then I can use this non-walkable save point to still go to a walkable one to get the second event faster. Now here's the first of 3 or 4
お疲れ様でした。
dungeons that are for story purposes only and lock out after you finish them, pretty much
頑張ろうね。あれは消せない。
exclusive to the ends of chapters.
頑張ろうね。
Now as with a typical JRPG, this game also has a burst gauge called voltage, and you can build up voltage in several ways. One of them is
ちょっと今日っぽいけど、
ambushing enemies gives you level 1 for free,
何かないかな。
and whenever you end the battle, you keep 40% of whatever voltage you had to the start of the next battle. Now, at the start of this fight, we just
よーし、頑張るよ。何かしてきそうかも。ちゃんと防がなきゃ。私の番。すごいの行こう。
defend a bunch of times.
ここだな。行くぞ。
よーし、頑張るよ。
慎重に行動してほしいところ。
うまくいっちゃえ。さあ、どうしよっかな。
Now we're finally gonna get our last 2 party members, and this is where shit kind of gets real with the game.
見たことのない敵ですね。
They finally start activating most of the mechanics now.
あれが終着点ですね。
We're actually split up from our 3 original girls right now, but we very quickly meet up with them first. They're not.
見た
First off, we're going to set up the 2 new characters with skills that they need for the rest of the game. And for some reason our unique abilities are sealed right now. So I'm going to fight an enemy and run away from it just to be able to use my sealed abilities so that I can
見たことない
use Arya's ability to pick up an item over here.
私より
If I went over here without going into that battle and escaping, it would just
ここからは初めにお願いします
not give me the prompt.
ね多分見つけて
And we're also about to start one of the
遅れずについてきてくだ
more
さい
annoying parts of True End in this game, which is finding rare mad.
新種でしょ
Mad being the enemies in this game, and rare are ones that appear in the overworld with crowns on them,
行きますここからは初めに
which
お願い
are
します
stronger and also have unique drops. The drop rates of these items are usually super low, but you can guarantee a drop if you overkill the enemy, which means that you deal twice their max
お仕事の時間かな
twice their max HP in one combo string before the turn ends.
危なだわあ見たことないの何か仕掛けてきそうな敵ですね
With this early game one, you can just overkill it by using a single
かしら
character's burst skill, but later on you're gonna have to get a bit more creative to get those overkills.
頑張ろうねや
And now, the most thrilling part of the run is about to begin.
今日はもうおしまい
We are going to do some grinding. Because you need to get to 10,000 support rate in order to get some quests which are mandatory for True End,
なの
and they will despawn if you progress too far in the game's story without them.
実践で試してみお出かけするのお疲れ様でした訓練だね
But fortunately, the game provides a very easy way to grind, that being the training facility, where there are just small rooms with large bunches of enemies.
ピンプだ
And we also have 2 characters with
私が
bursts that
いないのか守るが勝ちよ
can hit AoE,
どうしよううまくできた
plus
どうどうこれからの応援初めての敵だね私が見えていない
are strong enough to one-shot these enemies,
ボートの壁ね
but it really is just a bit of a grind. We removed those 2 characters from our party temporarily because they are faster in the turn order than the ones with bursts, or than the ones with AoE bursts.
どうしよううまく消えちゃ
So if they're in the party, then we just waste time having to skip their turns every battle to get to the ones that we want to use.
う私よりポケットしてるのね
While we're here, we need to
このくらいなら私ピンプだ
pick up some
消えたよ
items which will be useful later.
私のやるよやった取れたお仕事お仕事あれくらいなら消せるかなうまくできた何か行くよ私よりポケットしてるのねボート終わりよ終わったわ
Either through being handed in quests
も
or
う少しこんなものがあったわお仕事お仕事うわ
Yeah, either be through being handed in for quests or letting us create other items which are useful in battles and whatnot.
頑張るよー。わ、初めて見たかも。初めての敵だね。いくよ。ちょっと卑怯っぽいけどいいよね。私ボートでこんなもん。別に喜んでなんていません。
The Aria character also has skills that can steal items from enemies, which can be useful when they aren't dropping the items that you want. And will use stealing more often later on. An important component of stealing in this game is that it's guaranteed to succeed if the enemy's field is broken when you try to do it. Field being the break bar underneath their HP bar. But with all of the items obtained, we are pretty much just
頑張ろうね。私よりポケットしてるのね。
grinding for the 9,500 spot right now. I did say I needed 10,000, but I can get an extra 500 by
私が見えてい
handing
ない
in a
のかし
quest
ら。
at the end of the grind, which is faster than grinding an extra 500 here. So really the objective is 9,500.
今なら気づかれないうちに。
Sometimes you'll get these annoying enemy layouts where
こっちよ。頑張るよ。
they just don't stay in there.
どうすれば。
They just aren't all targetable at once.
私の番だね。
Or you have to move the target around to be able to hit them all at once, which is obviously
準備
slower than an enemy
終わりよ。こんなもん。
where you just use one skill and they're gone without having to do any extra minions.
初めての敵だね。
And as a final point about this grind,
戻るの？
the enemy icons above their heads and also on the minimap have colours, and the green ones are ones that are fairly similar level to you, while
成功ね。
blue ones are under leveled and
真面目に。
other colours are over leveled. And we'll use this, and we'll use what colour an enemy's icon is at various points in the game in order to find the ones that we're after, without having to actually battle the enemy.
ちょっと卑怯っぽい準備いいよね。できたわ。私がバイバイ終わったわ。私よりポケットし守るが勝ちよ。私の番だね。思い切れちゃえ。あら、私。
We still have a fair bit of support rate needed, but getting there now.
ちゃんとできて。ちょっと卑怯っぽいけどいいよね。私。セーブとどめ。回ってきちゃった。消えちゃえ。やった。少し。いくよ。ちょっと卑怯っぽいけどどうすれば。
Aria's a particularly powerful character because she has many AoE skills, not just for this.
頑張ろうね。いくよ。私より
So you can one-shot those more annoying enemies with her
片手に
that don't die to just one burst.
別に喜んでなんていません。
While Machopo is better at killing these lower level enemies, although I've accidentally let her run out of XP,
防御
or SP rather.
どうしよう。回ってきちゃった。
But yeah, this grind is pretty miserable, and pretty much the only reason that the JP version is faster than this one is that it
頑張ろうね。
has those glitch enemies that can give you tons of support rate in one fight and essentially skip this entire grind, other than coming in here to quickly grab the items.
あれ私よりポケットしてるのね。バイバイ終わったわ。強くなっ
Oops.
やったーバッチリ成功
I don't actually need that. Just wasn't thinking.
なんだろうお仕事お仕事
Once my producer tech
見えていない
levels up to level 12, I know I'm nearly done. Since tech level is directly tied to support rate.
奇襲成功ね
I'll use a couple more vitamin supplements on Aria just to be able to do this without going
真面目に働
back out to the office to regenerate my SP.
いくよ
Okay, so I'm at 9,597,
見えていない
which means I'm done with
終わったわ
the grind, thankfully.
お仕事お仕事
And now that we've done that, we can learn some more skills. We also changed our leader to Kyoka there because she has the most uses of her field skill, and when you use a
物入りかしら
when you use a field skill that isn't the character that you're currently playing as,
みんな影の形
you have to
もったいなかったか
watch the game change that character, which is slow.
様子見に分解したよちゃんとできた分解した手持ちによ分解ちゃんとできたみ手持ちに余裕ができます分解したよ
Yeah, we can disassemble these spare materials to get items that we need.
手持ちに余裕ができましたねちゃんとできたみたいです完成したおしまい
And then this is the quest that gets a 500 support rate, gets us to 10,000, which then lets the other quests spawn.
ちゃんとできたよさあ次の仕事に向かいましょう
And now these are the first quests that we need for True End.
では向かいましょう
It's not so much that True End requires a specific early game quest in order to get it, but
突破します
there are quests in the second to last episode that require a massive chain of quests to be completed to unlock them, and that chain starts in this chapter here.
見たことのない敵ですもらった
So right now we're going to do
私が
one of the quest
いいの
types,
かしら行きます
which is called Show Me a Skill, and as the name implies, you need to use a certain skill in battle in order to finish that quest. Pretty boring.
真面目に働く仕掛けますあれなんか指示をお願いします協力お願いします
And now that I've used that skill,
もらいました真面目にレベルが
my next mission is to get another rare med, and this is the most annoying rare med in the whole game, because this is the only one where you have to save and reload your save in order to get another spawn chance for it. Every other one you can respawn the enemy to have another chance of getting the rare med by just using a fast travel point or walking around a bit. Fortunately, I got this one second try. But now we need to get it overkilled, where it's dropped
ここからは 初めにお願い
otherwise
し
the
ます。
drop rate is very low.
もらった。
So
仕掛けます。珍しいのがここで終わらせます。協力お願いします。
we overkilled the Ramad as needed to guarantee the drop. You can get the drop without overkilling, it's just a very low chance. And now,
ここから
because I got
真
that
面
so
目にお願いしま
fast,
す。
and because I only got one of the monkey enemy that it came with, I need to respawn this enemy one more time in order to be able to actually finish a different quest. Yeah, I have enough XP on Aria to
で
just
は
deal with this
向かい
normally.
ましょう。行きましょう。少しは骨が仕掛けます。勝手に気づいてないかも。指示をお願いし、一斉に行きます。
So now you can see that I've cleared that quest, Get Off My Lawn, which is just a generic kill quest with the bugs from earlier and those monkey enemies.
行きましょう。
Now I've completed all 5 of the quests for the scepter, which
了
are
解です。
required for
戻り
Turin.
ましょう。防いできてよかったです。ちゃんとできたよ。
Now we actually have a fight difficult enough to bother building voltage for, which is
では
something
向かいましょう。見たこと
you do by fighting trash mobs.
ここで終わらせます。このままに破れます。誰でも来い。守るが勝ちよ。防がなきゃ。何ここで終わらせます。ハーモニクス行きます。うまくできるかな。このままにちゃんと破れます。もらいました。少し真面目にあの程度の造作もありません。
Now this is the first real boss fight, which is actually against an actual boss and not just
了
a
解です。
particularly strong
戻り
enemy.
ましょう。では向かい
It's not overly difficult, but it is very long, so I probably won't be talking much during it.
こうもはっきりと
Since it's very RNG based as well.
行きましょう。何かありそう？
Just need to quickly check what this strategy was, since it is very hard to memorize the strategy for such a long fight.
あら、私。
Okay, so we're able to use harmonics.
どうしよう。ちゃんと防がなきゃ。
私のこの子は自分の能力が
Now I just need to remember where all the skills are. But either way, this fight just boils down to get its guard power down, use your burst and repeat.
お願いします。 ハーモニクス行きます。 うまくできるかな。誰でも来い。回ってきちゃった。準備できたわ。
I think at this point I just want to cast a bunch of skills and then use 2 bursts at the end. No, I don't have enough SP left for Prima Donna. One sec, I can get that SP back if I just use a cheap skill. Not that one. This one. And there we go, that fight is finally over there. It's just long rather than difficult, but the length does get in the way.
私に働け。
Now we're into chapter 5, which is where we really start getting a bombardment of quests. Both story quests and true end quote-unquote optional quests. This first kill quest, I'm going to use the icon trick, the icon color trick, where I'm looking for red icons to have the rare enemy which is required for the kill quest. No, I don't want to escape. Yeah, I'm trying to kill 2 of those angel type enemies which will show up in the avatars that have red or orange icons and 6 of the birds which are just visible on the field. And now I just need a couple more birds, I believe. I've killed the 2 emmets. Yep, there we go. Now for the final time, thankfully only the 3rd time total if we count the walk back, I have to walk down this path. Now that we are in a later chapter, the barriers that were blocking my path to the next save point are finally gone. This game makes heavy use of random barriers which you just can't pass until you've progressed the story. There are also some removable barriers with character skills, but most of the time they just place plot armor in front of paths they don't want you to go down yet.
まだ生き
Now this enemy's going to be tough to get past, so I'm just going
すべき生命
to
力
simple attack and run away
知
to
らない敵です
get some voltage for the next battle.
行きましょう
Now we could
知らない敵ですね
make use of the icon trick again here, but there weren't any orange icon enemies, so
知らない敵ですね
we can just go to these guaranteed spawns with them down here. Okay, that's a group
警
one.
戒を怠らないでください新種でしょうか仕掛けます今なら瞬く間に片付けますしのぎます
Now I talked earlier about there being extra effects on skills when the enemy's field is broken.
侮れない相手ですね
That is true, but an important detail is that the effects will activate on every enemy if just the target's field is broken, which you need to make use of to
ここからは真面目にお願いします
which you can use to get kills on tougher enemies without having to break their own
注
fields,
意してください
since bursts are significantly stronger when used against
了解です戻りましょう
an enemy which field is broken,
行きましょう
and it is a lot easier to guard break
飲まない方がい
the
いですよ
trash mobs compared to the mini boss or bosses. So this strategy gets used over and over in every run of this game, even the lower difficulties.
スピードが落ち
Just
てい
gonna
ま
make a
すよ
save, since it's been a while since I've saved now. There is a tutorial there that you're meant to have to go through, but
知らない
they
敵
didn't
です
make its hitbox large enough, so you can just kind of slide past the side of it
知らない敵ですね
and use it
油
later.
断しないでください
I say use
新
because
種でしょ
it's
うか落ちたら一貫の終わりですねあの程度なら造作もありません大きいからといって
a bit special.
戦えばいいのどうしようかな瞬く間に片付けます準備できたわ
あとは一気に型を入れるのみ
うまくできるかなどうしようか
And that one tutorial puts you into a battle where you instantly get full gauge on the voltage. So that can be abused later to do a show seal quest
遅れずについてきてください
without having to build up
新種でしょう
voltage
か
for the skills manually.
あれは音羽さんなら見たことのない敵ですね注意してください知らない敵ですね油断しないでくださいここからは真面目もう終わるんですかどの仕事も手を抜けませんちゃんとできた仕事よし頑張れよお仕事いろいろあったね物入りかしら分解でき分解でき手持ちによ影も分解
Vitamin supplements are going to be our main items in this game.
なくなったわねわーいできたできた他にも何か作るこれでもう破けないかな痛くなくなるといいんだけどあなたよかったこれでまたこれならきれいに治ったみたいですね
Now we get another massive distance out of this.
何をセットしたのおしまい
5. Yeah, that part of the menu is a bit intense, because you have to learn so many skills at once. Now I'm just going to set all the stuff that I learned, basically. It is sort of important here to get everything right, because otherwise you're going to trip yourself up in a fight later when you don't have a skill you want to use. And now I have basically all of the skills I'm going to need for the rest of the game set. Which means it is time to fight more mobs.
準備は整っています。行きましょう。
Thanks to this game's amazing gameplay loop.
早く消してしまいましょう。はあ、塵一つ残しません。もらった。見たことに仕掛けます。先制攻撃だね。
圧倒的有利な状況での回転だ。
指示をお願いします。準備できたわ。とどめ、こんなもの。
I'm trying to get up onto this thing without him attacking me because
もらった。私だからね。どうしようかな。神子たちがハーモニクスだよ。
when you ambush you get more voltage. Yeah, we finish off a couple more of the quests which require you to use a skill here while we're finishing this mob elimination quest as well.
あの程度なら造作もありません。
Yeah, this one should be alright. Okay, it's really fine. I'll just use some Canadico skills to make sure I get enough voltage.
指示をお願いします。あら、私。
Use an extra vitamin supplement to your own Canadico to be safe.
ここからは真面目にお願いします。あれは
That's pretty
お
bad,
母さんなら。
since now I don't have as much voltage.
指示をお願いします。遅れずについてきてください。
Yeah, whatever, we'll just deal with it.
知らない敵ですね。もらった。あれはお父さんなら。倒しがいのある相手です。リープ絶滅させます。この活躍お見逃しなく。私の番。あら、
わかりづらい。
私。
Yeah.
これは怯えているんでしょうか。
私が止めるわ。どうしよう。やろうみんな。
Yes. When you fight a fixed battle like that, you don't get any invulnerability for regular battles after, which can occasionally lead to encounters. Fortunately, that one was harmless.
遅れずについてきてください。あの程度ならこれで消去完了です。了解です。戻りましょう。よし、頑張るよ。全然楽勝だったね。報告完了ですね。
Because this part's a bit random, I'm just gonna repair all the outfits.
確か必要なものがあったな。これでまた破いて
Now another bunch of
じゃ
Duran
遊
quests
びに行く。
go in.
終わったよ。ちゃんとできたよ。全然楽勝だったね。報告完了ですね。
This is probably the biggest batch of them you do at once in the whole game. We're also going to do some more showing of skills while we're at it.
準備は整っています。遅れずについてきてください。もらった。なんか最後の美しさに見とれてしのぎます。できたわ。
You really want to get to
真面目に
3 gauge after that fight, but wasn't quite enough.
情報は遅れずについてきてください。
It usually ends up as not quite enough, so just have to do this one more time.
私終わったわ。レベルアップ。ここからは真面目にお願いします。もらった。ここで終わらせ協力お願いします。守るの勝ちよ。ちゃんと真面目に働く。ここで終わらせます。ハーモニクス行きます。
Okay, not quite enough to kill everything, but nearly there.
確実に仕留めに行くか、あるいはド派手な技を見せてくれるのか。
That's pretty common outcome in any case.
もう終わるんですか？
So now we're going to make use of that event marker here that gives you a full voltage gauge, just to be able to do another show skills
準備は
quest.
整っています。自然の地形。戦艦しないようにしなきゃお願いします。戦いを見せてくれるのか。
First we need to align all our 5 characters next to each other in a turn order though, otherwise we can't use armor.
それは何か
To the extent that we want.
片付けます。協力お願いします。
Okay, that didn't die, that's interesting.
しのぎましょう。
Did I forget to do something? Maybe. So anyways, now we've got another rare mad hunt. And this one can be a bit dodgy, so I'm just going to save.
注意してください。 ここからは真面目にお願いします。 見たことのない敵ですね。もらったもらった。なんか変なことできたのね。圧倒的にここハーモニクスだよ。
Fortunately, this round you don't need to overkill, you just need to kill it for its period. Because it would be quite a bitch if you had to overkill it. Now we're mostly done with that pocket quest, there's still a couple left. Just want to check if I have 2 monkey hairs. No, I need 1 more, so... The training facility opens up more floors as you progress through the game. And those floors also have more items that let you learn new skills, and I need a few more of those skills, so I'm coming back to the training facility for the last time in this run. We've also learnt the most OP combo skill in the game, Cosmic Fan, which is essentially the main part of any playthrough of this game on any kind of difficulty. But now we have to deal with finding an enemy which is just completely random, whether it shows up or not. This blue balloon doesn't have any overload spawns, but fortunately, even if we only get 1 spawn, it's enough. Because whenever you overkill an enemy, their drop is guaranteed, and then you can also steal from them. We've got this situation where the harmonics isn't with everyone. This quite often happens as well when you have a big gap in. Your character's speed stats, which is unfortunately the case for this game quite often. Now all of that garbage was just to try and get guaranteed that I get 4 of that red seed drop at once. Just gonna heal my SP. Although I didn't think I needed to, I don't think. Just guaranteeing that I can get 4 of that drop to come into here and get the amp blueprints 10. And now I am really done with the training facility. Won't be coming back here for the rest of the game. Need 2200 water, 2200 wind, and 500 dark. I've got all of those. Repair the outfits again and upgrade them a bit, which lets you slot more amps. And the ants just give
ゴワゴワし
stat increases, which can be very important.
強くなったね。これで痛くなくなるといいんだけど。
But you're not meant to
効果のほどは
do Aria first and HDN last.
うんうん、いいこれならバッチリだよね。
So that you can get a bit 25 amp back off of to put onto
強くなった気がする
Aria.
ね。私も使いこなせるかな。
You get an
不思
accessory.
議なこと。
You get your accessory removed so that your speed stat goes down. And we move on. Reaching towards the end of episode 5 now.
では
Just have to fight 2 really big
見
enemies.
たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。
But yeah, the SP for this next boss battle doesn't... I mean, the voltage for this boss battle doesn't quite work out perfectly if you just fight the enemy. So I'm just going to employ the safety strat of
逃げる。ここからは真面目に
ambushing a
お願いしま
mob
す
and running away from it to get a little extra voltage. It's only 0.4 of a bar, but it's good enough for
あれは
purposes that we need.
やるよー。わーい。何かな何かな。遅れずについてきてください。あれは音羽さんなら。あれが相手ですか。
I mean, that makes sure that we have a voltage here.
私ここで終わらせます。ハーモニクス行きます。
So that I can use Prima Donna on this Molly Brewer to steal its item. And also to kill it.
消えなさい。緊張し強くなったのかしら。行きましょう。悔しいですが、私には動かせそうもありませんね。了解です。戻りましょう。では向かいましょう。ここからは真面目にお願いします。はい突破します。ラーラーラーラーラー。
Now I've got my last walk through this dungeon. My last long walk through this dungeon, I should say. It's not my last one. But it's the last one that takes any significant length of time. Because right at the start of the next episode, I am going to get
怠らないでください。
the movement speed upgrade, and I am nearly there. But unfortunately, there is one true quest that you have to do in this chapter, which requires walking all this way without the movement speed upgrade.
ここからは真面目にお願いします。
If you're doing normal end, then you can postpone doing this walk until after you have it.
落ち着きますね。
But we gotta make do if we want to get the 2 end.
スピードが落ちていますよ。早く消してしまいましょう。はあ、消去完了です。行きましょう。
We do at least get a quick travel point here, so don't have
スピードが落
to
ちていますよ。
do this walking again later.
かろうじて道が残っています
And
ね。
yeah, we have to come here to fight this mini boss enemy for
皆さん準備は整っ。そこそこ手強そう。まとめて叩き
true
込
end
むの
quest.
ね。
Oops.
ここからは真面目にお願いします。もう終わるんですか？では向かいましょう。
Now, supposing I use a camo ability here to make sure I don't lose my voltage before the next mini boss, because it's quite an annoying one if you don't just nuke it down.
ここからは真面目にお願いします。
And I have a decent amount of voltage after finishing that boss fight, which means that I can just use a super strong combo skill in this fight to one-shot it
人が落ちていますよ。
after just a little bit of chip damage.
大丈夫です。皆さん準備は整っ。任務開始します。準備できたわ。
This resonance skill is pretty much the strongest skill we have available to us right now. At least that doesn't require ridiculous levels of voltage.
もらいました。バッチリ決まった。これからもたくさんの椅子。一体何にあれが行きます。 ビープです。今すぐ。終わりました。あそこを通るなら私のそばを離れないでください。あの装置は私は機械とか苦手ですけど、これで動かせると思います。遅れずについてきてください。あれは
Now I'm finally done with all the true inputs for this chapter.
今すぐ除去。もう終わるんですか？さあ
Whoops.
次の仕事に向かいましょう。報告完了ですね。
We've got maximum SP items, since using SP items is generally better than returning to the office if you can help it. Since you get to keep your voltage that way. Oops. Still need to do this event. Now it is finally time for the end of Chapter 5, and the movement speed upgrade is so close. The first time of many that we are going to be visiting this particular dungeon to build voltage for later builds,
で
because
は
it is
向かいましょう。
just straight the best place to do so.
仕掛けます。私
Does usually take 2 battles until I get the ability to use 4 skills in 1 battle, but that's just much cleaner than having to
仕掛けます。
fight more annoying enemies elsewhere to get voltage.
こんなもの。もう終わるんですか？
But you can build voltage on these enemies when passing by, but
あれは
there is much more RNG involved.
油断しないでください。
While North Middleton enemies are generally at least 5 in a
あの
battle.
装置は私は機械とか苦手ですけど、あの装置は私は機械何かありますね。新種でしょうか？立ち入り。この敵は急に始まった。準備一緒にやるわ。
Whoops. That's your skill. Anyways, this enemy is so tanky that he doesn't die to a resonance.
私の番だね。うまくここで終わらせます。
But he does die to one burst directly after resonance, so still pretty quick.
無事レベルアップ。いろどの仕事も手を抜けません。私が見てもよくわからないものだったわね。ミッションクリア。では向かいましょう。新種でしょうか。情報はご搭乗ね。何かありますね。私よりポケット一緒にやるわ。何かこっち
This is a rare time where I'm actually going to segregate submitting quests because I'm about to get that field upgrade,
了解です。
field movement speed upgrade. So I want to get that ASAP before starting on the quest.
全然楽勝だったね。
And now we move twice as fast.
では向かいましょう。ここからは初めにお願いします。新種でしょうか。早く消してしまい、これでちり一つ残しません。ここからは初めにお願いします。知らない敵ですね。油断しないで。
I am no longer walking.
新種でしょうか。了解です。戻りましょう。では向かいましょう。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。
There's also a bit of randomness of whether you can move immediately after using field ability, or whether it hangs you there until the animation is done.
遅れず
If
に
you
ついて
do
きて
get
く
to
だ
move
さい。
immediately, then sometimes you get some pretty silly things happening, like
倒しがいのある相手。
walking through gaps like this.
果たします。テキストをまとめて叩き込むのね。次もこのち喜んでいた。ここからは真面目にお願いします。
As to why it's random whether you can move or not, I don't think anyone knows.
了解です。戻りましょう。よし、頑張るよ。終わったから。
These events near the piano gives you songs for the PV system, which we're not actually going to be watching the PVs. So maybe I should have made that an incentive.
やらなくては。あの画面を見てると眠くなるわ。 業ですね。準備は整っています。旧時代的な建造物ですか。あれは私さんなら何かな戦えばいいの。見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。悔しいですが私には動かせそうもありませんね。見たことのない敵ですね。あそこに何かあります。何か仕掛けます。暫定攻撃だね。準備ハーモニクス。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。行きましょう。あれは乙葉さんなら。皆さん見てて、すぐにやっつけちゃうから。ハーモニクス。
Now we get this ominous boss music for this random field mob. Yeah, I wasn't meant to use the camouflage over this. I need to fight another mob here, so I'm just gonna have to wait for the camouflage to run out.
知らない敵ですね。あれは乙葉さんなら。
Just get close to this enemy so I can attack him once it runs out. Oh yeah. And now I finally have access to these 4 skills, so I can start building voltage without having to do funny business. 行きましょう。 And again, since I built voltage, it's very important to not
もう終わるんですか。準備は整っています。
get an encounter.
新種でしょうか。
So we use a camo blur immediately instead of waiting until we were just about to be getting an encounter.
注意してください。知らない敵ですね。知らな
Now,
い敵ですね。
Mene is too slow to actually attack with us, but that's fine. You can still take care of this boss with just 4 members by using the power of resonance again.
知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。あの装置は、私は機械とか苦手ですけど、新種でしょうか。もう終わるんですか。何でもいいから早く。さあ、次の仕事に向かって。
Now we need to skip a bunch of tutorials that spawn at the start of the PV system, because you actually need to quote-unquote watch a PV to finish a quest for your end. Don't have to actually watch it, but you do need to press watch on it. Oops, this is not the right way. This way instead. Now for this area I'm going to deliberately not use a camo blur because it's possible for enemies to block your interactions in this game. And I need to get past the wall in front of me here. And if there's an enemy there, then if I use the camo blur, I will have to just wait for the enemy to move out of the way, which very rarely happens, or wait for the camo blur to run out so I can fight the mob. To get it out of the way. So the best way is just to be ready to take the encounter in the first place.
ちゃんとできたよ。報告するまでがミッション。では向かいましょう。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。警戒を怠らないでください。
Just gonna build some voltage here.
私よりポケット一緒にやるわ。うまくできるかな。この守りこの守り。こんなもの。あそこに何かあります。遅れずについてきてください。あれは乙葉さんなら。ここからは真面目にお願いします。消去します。塵一つ残しません。知らない敵ですね。
And if an enemy gets remotely close to me, then just use a cover bird to make sure I don't lose the voltage.
ここからは真面目にお願い。これで終わりました。遅れずについてきてください。見たことの
I
ない
also need to make sure I get this safe point behind me. Don't have to use it, but I need to touch it so that I can quick jump to it later. Otherwise I would have to run back here from the previous one.
見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。もう近いわ。もう少し見つけてしまったわ。行きましょう。結構急勾配ですね。リープです。これで塵一つ残しません。まずは教会以外のビープの駆除を。あら、一緒にやるわ。
We use Twin Melody instead of Resonance there because we don't need the power of Resonance, and Twin Melody steals items, which we do want. Buying these items with coins unlocks us extra skills.
私にも使えます。おお、それいいね。それでよ、いいのもらったね。別のところに行くんですね。よし、頑張るよ。
I need 4k water, 4k wind, and 1k dark. I got all of that.
ちゃんとバラバラに不要なもの。
Next outline. I don't know if that's nice.
処分されるのね。他に
Repair any outfits
何かつ
that
け
are
る。
particularly low. They weren't really any, but oh well. Give Minnie another slot in her outfit.
衣装の修復が終わりましたね。これでちょっと安心かな。不思議なことを。いい感じかも。私の使いこな。早速実践で試してみますか。
Oh, whoops. Oh, well.
では向かいましょう。行きましょう。大丈夫、突破します。なーなー。遅れずについてきてください。もらった。こっちに気づいてないかも。そうすれば一緒にやるわ。 こ
Okay, I got bad luck here. I've only got 2 of these dog things. So I need to kill 3 of them for the quest. How am I meant to have a turn for soul poetry here? That makes no sense. Oh, I guess it's because... Yeah, I was meant to heal SP between the battles. Oops. Let's just kill them, because I'm going to have to do another battle anyway. So unfortunately I need a 3rd dog and there is no 3rd spawn here, so... I have to just run away quite a long distance in order to be able to respawn them. In fact, I'm just going to run all the way to the save point to make it easier. This is a large time loss, but it's an uncontrollable one. If you get 2 battles with only 1 dog each, then it is what it is. Now I will heal up so I can do the combo skills. And I will plug in my controller, I suppose. And of course we get 2 of them now. That. Maybe we just keep playing, and if it runs out of battery then I'll plug it in at that point. I don't know, it depends if I find a convenient moment to it earlier. Yeah, I need 1 more replica. For that quest.
程度なら造作もありません。行きましょう。知らない
There's an orange enemy over here.
油断し
The
ない
orange ones are the ones that have them.
知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。見たことのない敵ですね。仕掛けます。奇襲成功ね。
圧倒的有利な状況。
Now I finished that quest, I'm gonna go back and save. Because this rare mad is a bitch.
終わったわ。抜けた。
And it can easily kill you
あれは音羽さんなら。
because of order break. If you run into an enemy with a low amount of enemies in the battle on this difficulty, this thing called an order break happens where they get to move before you and they can use devastatingly powerful skills.
ここからは真面目にお願いします。
It's not that the enemies on advanced have particularly
新種
more
でしょう
deadly skills compared
見
to
たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。
normal, it's just that they get to use them more often because of
何かありますね。
order break.
警戒を怠らないでください。
So you can't rely on outspeeding enemies
知らない
when
敵
order break is in play.
油断し
But
ない
anyways, the first thing I need to do is actually spawn this thing.
新種でしょうか。行きましょう。新種でしょうか。
And I'm looking for a crown on top of the enemy's head. I can also change his color.
注意してください。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。知らない敵です。
From red to purple.
あれは音羽さんなら見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。
Oh, that's what I didn't want to happen.
敵ですね。注意してください。あれは音羽さんな
Not
ら
quite reset worthy, but it is pretty good. Yeah, there's our guy. He is orange and not red. Or not purple, rather.
ですね。油断しないでください。
Yeah, there's the order break.
見たことの
That
ない
happens if he
敵ですね
spawns with only one ally with him. So we just say, nope, not dealing with that. And we reload the save and find another one. It's unfortunate, but this happens with rare enemies in this game on advanced difficulty.
準備を
They just have this terrible order break mechanic when they happen to spawn with less minions.
ここからは真面目にお願いします。
So we found another one immediately, so let's try again.
注意してください。
And order break again.
新種でしょうか。
Lovely. This time I think it's just gonna kill me because I'm paralyzed.
普段から怯えているネネですが、この
I just have to get lucky and have it not spawn with only one ally. If it spawns with two allies, then it doesn't order break and everything is
準備
fine.
は整っています。ここからは真面目にお願いします。あれは音羽さんなら新種でしょうか。見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。知らないあれは新種でしょうか。あれは音羽さんなら見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。新種でしょうか。
Here we go. Try number
知
three.
らない敵ですね。
Will it be two again? It is two again.
見たこと
Of course, I would have a better chance if I healed my health, but honestly, this order break is a bitch even if you are at full health on everyone. So it's easier to just go for not getting order broken. I'm getting pretty unlucky to have it happen 3 times in a row.
では向かいましょう。行きましょう。
Number 4.
見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。
And order break again.
知らない敵ですね。仕掛けます。もらった。聞いたことあるような。
We call this marathon luck, I suppose.
眠いわ。このままでは
これはね、
では向かいましょう。遅れずについてきてください。
Fortunately, there are 2 enemy spawns here where the rare mad can be, so it usually doesn't take that long to get another one.
見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。あれは音羽さんなら
What?
新種でしょうか。知らない敵ですね。油断しない。もらった。
Here's number 5. In theory, this one I could win.
ほら状況が
今日のダメージだけで済んだか。
Might have a go.
とても一緒にやるわ
Oh right, no, I don't have enough turns. Maybe it's possible.
終わりよ
一気に片付けるのみ。ここで
お願いします
So we'll just use our stronger ship because we need to be able to overkill it for the drop. I don't know if this will be enough, but it's worth a try. No, not quite.
俺も行く。
I got the drop from the random drop, so the game had some mercy. I didn't overkill it that time, so it wasn't a guaranteed drop, but I got lucky on the random one instead.
あれは音羽さんなら
Which dungeon is this again? Alright, it's Herod
もう
Wood.
終わるんですか
I should probably repair Canadica's outfit because he died, so she takes a lot of outfit damage generally when she dies. Yeah, her outfit was completely... Oh, I'm upgrading them, whoops.
これでもう前より強くなった
I think it'll be fine still, but it's kind of funny that I accidentally upgraded outfits instead of repairing them. It'll just make them stronger anyway, not a big deal.
もう終わりじゃどっ
I was wondering why it wasn't going to 0%. That would do it. Anyway,
では向かいましょうここからは真面目にお願いします早く消してしまいましょう
time for a non-rare mad
一
bomb.
つ残しません行きましょう新種もらった奇襲成功ね
圧倒的有利な状況での回戦だ。ここ
一緒にやるわこっちに来そううまくできるかもすごく
外周一色だ。
仕掛けますまだまとめて叩き込むのね
Now that was a much easier quest, but now we have to deal with another rare mad, which means more auto break RNG.
ここからは真面目にお願いします
Which means another save. Now this rare mad appears in these two spawns up here. We got one, we got two actually. Okay, and for once there are three enemies, so he didn't
新種でしょうか
auto break, which is what we wanted on the previous one.
一緒にやるわこっちに来そう守るが勝ちよバッチリ決まったね遅れずについてきてください
But we're not out of the woods just yet. There is one more rare mad to deal with here.
新種でしょうか
It's also kind of, I also want to keep voltage and it can be kind of annoying to do
難
so.
敵ですね注意してください早く消して消去します塵一つ残しません仕掛けますあまり向か
One death. This is probably fucked. But it's worth trying again.
意識が遠のくこのままじゃ私お願いします
Alright, well, the bird. Now it is kind of fucked. I guess I may as well kill it and see if I get the random drop. And if not, then just reload the save.
指示をお願いします
Yeah, I didn't, so let's reload.
狙った獲物は逃がしません。
This is such a fantastic mechanic.
準備は整っています。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。
And now I need to deal with actually having to spawn him again.
注意してください。
Unfortunately with this enemy, it's always green even when it's
知らない敵ですね。油断しない
the
でくだ
rare
さい。
one, so I can't use that to tell what it
新種で
is.
しょうか。新種でしょうか。知らない敵ですね。もらった。新種でしょうか。もらった。
Okay, we have a chance this time. Oh, but I have no voltage at all. It somehow stole my voltage.
気になるところです。
準備できたわ。ハーモニクス。
Well, I guess we'll just try an RNG it again. The item I'm looking for is the old sheepskin, but
とどめ。いい連携でしたね。
the chance of getting the drop without overkilling is very low.
では向かいましょう。新種でし
It
ょう
is
か。
very fortunate that I got lucky on that first one.
新種でしょうか。ビープです。消去します。じり一つ残しません。新種でしょうか。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。
It keeps stealing my voltage. Like, I can't do anything about this, unfortunately. This one's even worse because I can't hit both enemies at once. Okay, I can,
来たわ。
but only with Cosmic Flame.
一緒にやるわ。
But yeah, it's worth seeing if it'll be nice to me and give me the round number up. It's just not likely, but okay, fair try's a charm. All three were order breaks again. Fantastic.
息が合ってきましたね。行きましょう。新種でしょうか。見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。もう終わるんですか。どの仕事も手を抜けません。全然
Refill my supplements, repair, don't upgrade my outfits.
行きましょう。これすぐ使うの？
Now I need to get to 50 KVP, which will be a little tougher because I've
よかった。あのままじゃ切れなかったし。
used up
分解でき分解
items on,
ちょっともったいなく
I used up EP on upgrading outfits by mistake, but managed to get there anyway.
達成できてよかったです。終わったから休んでいいかしら。全然楽勝だったね。
Now it's time for a relatively low stress story battle. After those three terrible rare
準備
nads.
は整っています。ここからは真面目にお願いします。あれは乙葉さんなら。ここは絶対負けちゃダメだよね。まとめて叩き込むのね。強くなったのかしら。何でもいいから早く。あの画面を見てると眠くなるわ。では向かいましょう。行きます。ビープです。
Only 4 enemies means I might not get full voltage even with all 4 Aria skills, but I did.
準備できたわ。終わったわ。 解です。戻りましょう。では向かいましょう。行きましょう。門だけが無事のようですが。はあ、ショック。何かありますね。行きましょう。悔しいですが、私には動かせそうもありませんね。気配よ。そこそこ手強そう。まとめて叩き込むのね。終わりよ。喜んでありがとうございます。
Now another small dose of RNG.
行きましょう。
Need to get past some big enemies here without getting into a battle. I'm not allowed to take the battle this
では
time.
向かいましょう。
They can get in the way very
油断
easily.
しないでください。あれは新種でしょうか。
And you just need to move them out. Just need them to move out of the way. There is no way
皆
out.
さん準備は整っていますか。
Oh, there we go.
ですね。油断しないでください。あれは音羽さんなら水の中。
Losing a bit of time there is pretty normal. That one wasn't too bad. Because you absolutely must overkill that boss. Although I may not have actually succeeded in overkilling it now that I look at it.
早く消してしまいましょう。
I think it was fine though.
知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。あまり見かけないタイプですね。知らない敵ですね。油断。もう終わるんですか。
One more PV.
だけどやるてちゃんとで稼いでる。
Now it's time for the story at the end of chapter 7.
次の仕事に向かいましょう。全然楽勝だったね。
Where we find out that one of our closest allies has been corrupted by the
準備
world.
が整っています。遅れずについてきてください。あそこ、皆さん離れないでください。ラーラー。ここからは真面目にお願いします。ここは私に任せてください。ハーモニクス。
So yes, if you have observed that most of the battles since I got Cosmic Fan have just been spamming it, you would be absolutely correct.
行きましょう。大丈夫、突破します。ラーラー。ここからは真面目にふっふっはっ行きます。ここからは真面目にお願いします。
Use a Caravela and plants here because they're terrible enemies. So you can't be entirely sure that you're dodging them.
私がラーラー。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。あの程度で。勝負完了です。ここからは真面目にお願いします。新種でしょうか。
And that time it didn't let me move while Canada was knocking down the
悔
log.
しいですが、私には動かせそうもありません。できたかも。ここからはマジ。あれは。
Yeah, that's what I meant about the teleporting. I used the Caravela a tiny bit too early, so I wasn't able to get past those enemies, but it's a harmless encounter, just a little bit of time loss.
了解です。戻りましょう。では向かいましょう。 ここからはまず仕掛けます。今なら傷をすぐまとめて叩き込むのね。こんなもん強いぞ。行きます。やれやれ、まとめて叩き込むのね。
That enemy formation just has an enemy that's a little bit out of range,
このまま
which
止まってくるね。
is just arbitrary time loss rather than actually a problem.
やらなくては。私が何か作るの？
Yeah, this light matter just sells for a lot of money, which is what we needed.
手持ちにバラバラになっちゃったね。分解できました。
Shouldn't be any repairs, yeah.
ちゃんとできたみたいです。ちゃんとできたみたいです。
Replace one for 25 heals at 50.
硬くなったかしら。
Give one at 25 to each of these,
使いこなせるか
and one. Not you.
な。不思議なことを。これならバッ
There
チリ
we
だよ
go.
ね。
Just trying to keep the party speed as close as realistically
お
possible
しまい。
to each other for harmonics.
準備は整っています。行きましょう。見たこともらった。始めちゃって。準備一緒にやるわ。守るが勝ちよ。このまま
I need to kill 8 bugs and
悔しいです。
3 scorpions.
私今動かせそう。
8 spiders and 3 scorpions.
見たことのない敵ですね。あら、私。終わったわ。これのこと何か。
While also using some skills here. No, not that.
準備でまとめて叩き込むのね。防御何かしてるわ。このままちゃんとよーし頑張るよ。
あるいはド派手な技を見せてくれるのか。
何かしてきそう。
果たしてこの子は自分の能力が下がっていることに気づいているのか。
防いじゃうよ。瞬く間に片付けます。もらいました。
Now, I've killed enough scorpions that I just want to
早く消してしまいましょう。
kill as many
準備でまとめて叩き込むのね。うまくできるかな。この守り破れません。指示をお願いします。ここからは真面目にお願いします。 何かしら。
spiders and scorpions as possible. I didn't get
もう終わるんですか？準備は整っています。
the last skill done, so I'll just do it here.
私真面目に働く。もらった今なら準備できたわ。まとめて叩き込むのね。何かしてきそうなの。私たち了解です。戻りましょう。ミッションクリア。ミッションクリア。
This dungeon I'm gonna use my camera immediately.
向かいましょう。準備は整っています。
It times it so it runs out just before I reach
見たことのない敵ですね。
some enemies that can be in my way. And if they're in my way, I really want to
注意してください。
be able to fight them instead of
新種でしょうか。
running into them endlessly until my camera runs out. So
苦手ですけど。
using it at a time spot gets around that issue mostly.
高い時苦手ですけど。
There are still some smaller
ついてきてください。
spots where you can get blocked,
ですね。
but they're much less likely, and the enemies are actually capable of moving out of the way. We'll play that bridge for later.
なぜこんな構造になってるんでしょう。終わりました。行きましょう。こういうの見るとジャンプしたくなるね。準備まとめて叩き込むのね。見たことない敵ですね。注意してください。ジャッジ成功。新種でしょうか。了解です。戻りましょう。準備は整っています。早く消去します。シリウスの残せません。よし、バッチリ。あんなに傾いて近づかない方が良さそうです。何かこれのことです。あそこに何かあります。
Now these enemies are in the way, so might as well just simple attack if they're more vulnerable.
消去します。終わります。仕掛けます。私が見えていて見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。完璧。消去完了です。知らない敵です。もらった。勝手に気づいてないから。すで一緒にやるわ。
Now this is another quest where I need 3 of a particular enemy. So I lost the first coin flip and I need to win the second otherwise I will lose some time. I won the second one, so that's fine.
もらった。私よりポケットしてるハーモニクス。
Okay, we're looking to swap. You can just do it later, of course.
あの装置は私は近い時苦手ですけど。もう終わるんですか？
Whoops. Wrong section. This one. So now I'm looking for red icon enemies for him to have the quest enemy with them.
新種もらった。今ならセンスでまとめて叩き込むのね。守るが勝ちよ。このまま指示をお願いします。このままもらいました。この程度の敵に
While you can go north instead of south and find these enemies on their own, they are a lot more annoying to fight in the formations that they come with that way. So I choose to just use this method, which is a bit slower, The north method goes perfectly, but it's safer because you don't have to fight annoying formations.
行きます。少し仕掛けます。私が見えてまとめて叩き込むのね。こっちに来そう。守るが勝ちよ。このまま強い。行きます。
Now, I would have preferred to get this before I got the two individual ones, because again I need 3, but what happens, it happens.
見えてまとめて叩き込むのね。守るが勝ちよ。うまくできるかな。このままいっちゃう。ちゃんとできて強くなったのかしら。もう終わるんですか。よし、頑張るよ。ちゃんとできたよ。終わった。
Don't think there's any much damage in there.
いろいろあったね。
We shall
本当
lose.
に用事なの？綺麗になったね。ちゃんとでもう終わり？じゃどっか遊びに行く？では向かいましょう。新種でしょうか。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。こういうの見ると。ああ、こっちだよ。みんなで表現の大変だ。私バイバイ。真面目に見たことのない敵ですね。こういうの見ると注意してください。よし、バッチリ。廃棄物ですか。うかつに触らないでくださいね。あの装置。
Now this quest I need 3
私は機械とか苦手ですけど。
small snakes.
一緒にやるわ。
Having 8 small snakes and 1 big and 3 big snakes.
この程度の敵。ヘリポート、リフトは生きてるんです。仕掛けます。勝手に気づいてないから。一緒にやるわ。守るが勝ちよ。うまくできるかな。このままこっちがこんなもの。行きます。
We got all the mobs already actually, so now it's just a matter of opening the way to get out and getting out.
ない敵ですね。油断しないでください。
Open these for later as well.
終わりました。行きましょう。何かありそう？やってみます。これで終わりました。行きましょう。新種でしょうか。新種でしょうか。新種でしょうか。もう終わるんですか。では向かいましょう。あまり見かけないタイプですね。何かしら。新種でしょうか。行きます。行きます。悔しいです。
At this point the game is really just a mini boss rush for a while.
知らない敵ですね。油断しない。行きます。知らない敵ですね。あれが相手です。勝てるといいわね。どうすれハーモニクス。
Oh, that's a problem. think I can make this up, but I'll need to be careful. Alright. Yeah, that's fine.
ダメ。やった。喜んでいただきありがとうございます。もう終わるんですか？では。
What happened in the last hour? We beat up a bunch of mini bosses, we got absolutely screwed, so border break RNG. What else is new? There's a mega Quintet.
見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。行きます。あれは敵さん発見だよ。あら、一緒にやるわ。こんなもの見てた。ここからは
Oh shit, I went the wrong way. I meant to be this way. Oh well, with the movement speed high, it's not that big of a tail.
警戒を怠らないでください。岩の上に砂が危ないです。行きます。それ。よし、バッチリ。ここからは真面目にお願いします。あれはあそこ、多分飛び越えられるよ。了解です。戻りましょう。準備は整っています。遅れずについてきてください。突破します。ラーラー
Just preemptively using it. Can we go ahead to be safe?
見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。皆さん、さあ敵は片付けますか。瞬く間に一斉に行きます。
At this point, I've activated almost every save point in the game that I'm going to need for the rest of it.
遅れずについてきてください。了解です。戻りましょう。どの仕事も手を抜けます。ミッションクリア。全然楽勝だったね。達成できてよかったです。報告はよ。準備は整っています。仕掛けます。暫定攻撃だね。瞬く間に片付けます。このままやめれません。どうすればいいかしら。こんなもの。了解です。戻りましょう。
And now it's the final boss of chapter 8. Unfortunately, we're going to lose the best character after this for the next chapter.
見たことのない敵です。なぜかしら。なんとも盛り上がりそうな。指示をお願い、協力をお願いします。
俺も行く。
まだどうしよう。 ちを切り替えていきましょう。仕事の内容は記憶し、工房だ。ちゃんとボロボロに分解でちゃんと分解したよ。わーい、できたできた。わーい、できたできた。感情になったの？より戦闘向きになりましたね。
Now we're going to vastly increase our speed slump.
よくわかんないけど強くなったの？これは悪くないです。何をセットしたんですか？もう
On some of the characters,
さあ、次の仕事に向かいましょう。お出かけするの？やったー！教えてもらった通りだ。
so chapter 9 is a whole chapter with 4 characters,
見つけた。
which means less combo potential and all that, but
敵さん発見だよ。ハーモニクス始めるよ。
the battles are obviously also balanced around this.
消えちゃえ。すっごい強いぞ。お仕事お仕事。お疲れ様でした。お出かけするの？
Not getting to this can be a problem, but we got lucky this time.
何か落ちてるよ。初めての敵。うまっ。ここは私に任せてください。ハーモニクス始めるよ。
This fight is kind of a complex one, but
神子たちが動く。
みんなの力を貸して。
nothing too bad, just needs to out for 2 sets of harmonics.
何かこのまま防いじゃダメだ。
How you doing, champ?
We're almost getting through this. We're in chapter 9 right now.
あれくらいなら消せるかな。お仕事お仕事。今日はもうおしまい？お出かけするの？
By the way, the Net Riders versus Dodgers character choice will close once the bomb
これのこときゃ。
ends, so we're gonna be closing that soon. So if you want
Mhm.
to play those characters, do it now.
見たこと
Also
ない。
English and Japanese.
初めての敵だね。あ、ちょっとだけ暴れちゃうから。ハーモニクス始めるよ。このままでハーモニクス始めます。
俺も行く。
リープの消去。お疲れ様でした。お仕事の時間かな。初めての敵だね。頑張ろうね。見たことないのがいる。
Now this fight has a forced fifth in order because there's only 2 regular enemies, so can be a pain. Shouldn't be too bad though.
初め
We changed the
ダメ
attack pair so
初
that
めての敵
he can pair the character that gets attacked most often in this fight.
なんか何が入ってるんだろうね。あそこそ全力じゃ
That being Canada code.
ーん。着地成功。うわ、見た。
ここは俺が危ない危ない
見たたか
さて
師匠の耐
どう
久力が
しようかな。すごいのよ。しのぎます。これで止まるかな。落ち着かなきゃ。ハーブキック始めます。何かしのぎます。
Just need to be careful with when to reapply that snake blow.
外周
私の出番かな。あそこ飛び越えた。お仕事。うわ、見たことないのがいるよ。うわ、初めて見たかも。お疲れ様でした。何でもいいから早く行こう。全然楽勝だったね。終わったよ。報告完了ですね。仕事の確認は済み。はい、行きましょう。完成。おしまい。
Okay, so this fight is RNG.
準備は整っています。
This upcoming one is another Force Order
遅れ
break.
ずについてきてください。知らない敵ですので油断しないでください。
So it's completely RNG what will happen.
新種で
Hopefully it's nothing too bad. There's also a bit of RNG on getting into
知らない
the
敵です
battle because of enemies that can get in the way.
新種でしょうか。行きます。こういうの見ると全力ジャンプ。よし、バッチリ。新種でしょうか。失敗しない
Can save so I can
ここで終わらせます。
reload in case this goes weird. But yeah, these enemies very often get in the way of the bridge. Having to fight at least two is pretty normal.
話します。あれは
Now we try to attack
ここ
guard
から
if we
真面目に
can.
お願いします。あれが相手です。
This is probably fucked. Because we can't harmonics because someone got something, but try and recover it. It's just gonna be weird. Yeah, this looks cooked. The turnover is just too decent. Okay, we'll give it a go now. Okay, no, we've only got 3 present harmonics. Let's just reboot that one. You can't really afford to have people sealed there, it just makes the fight a complete shit show. Fortunately, the PS5 is very fast at restarting the game. Letting me go try again. Without having to deliberately lose the fight first. Okay, let's see what happens this time. Okay, this time we did not get any seals. Okay, all of this stuff actually needs HP too. Chain sleeve. This is one of the more complicated fights in addition to having the RNG, so just have to take it slow. No, Lieutenant doesn't have enough HP for what she's meant to be doing. Whatever, let's just not do it. How's SP is so fucked? Why is her SP so low? Maybe she got trained by someone, I guess. Okay, we got to it. That was annoying.
これで終わり。見かけ倒しでされたのも強くなる。遅れずについてきてください。見たことのない敵ですね。注意し、もう終わるんです。さあ、次の試合に向かいます。
Right, and now it is time for the bitch fights. More bitch fights, I mean. Because more forced order breaks. Which can just outright wipe you without you having any say in the matter.
見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。こういうの見ると、着地成功。行きます。ここからはあそこ。よし、行きます。あれ。
Okay, that looks fine apart from the SP drain, but it should be alright.
私の番だね。やろう、みんな。しのぎます。これで決まるかな。どうしようかな。みんなの力を貸して。
Okay, that one was nice. Who would you one that was not terrible, to be fair? These next two don't have forced order break, I don't think.
行きましょう。もう終わるんですか？では、
We are close though.
見たことのない敵ですね。ここは私が。
We're within about 15 minutes of the end.
私は機械とか苦手ですけど。
Trying to fight the massive guy.
着地成功。行きましょう。皆さん、ここは私に任せてください。
So at this point we're just spamming falling stardust because it can give them extra delay. And let us do a second combo, which is needed to
破れますか。
kill these enemies on advanced difficulty.
しのぎます。体もきそう。何かやった。外周行ってください。あれ。遅れずについてきてください。了解です。戻りましょう。では向かいましょう。ここは私が。ラーラー。遅れずについてきてください。スピードが落ちていますよ。ビープです。はあ、勝負完了です。行きましょう。あれが相手ですか。強そうだけど大丈夫。さて
Whoops, need to use this on a specific enemy. And that one is very specific weight manipulation.
できるかな。この守り破れますかい。どうしようかな。ハーモニクス始めます。ちゃんと何かしのぎます。防いじゃこれでどうしよう。なんとかこれからありがとうございます。ここからは真面目にお願いします。足元以外にも注意が必要ですね。もう終わるんですか。全然楽勝だったね。達成できてよかったです。全然楽勝だったね。今日はここでお仕事。
Now it is time to get the true ending. Or get locked into the training path anyway. If you get more than one cutscene skip at the start of this dungeon, then you know you're fine.
では向かいましょう。仕掛けます。仕掛けます。あら、なんかびっくりしたよ。みんなやるよ。あれはやるよ。わーい。
This dungeon is a clone of North Middleton, except it's called Diver Canal Bridge for some reason,
自立点残しません。
but the layout is the exact same.
新種でしょうか。早くこれで終わりました。あそこだ。そーれ。よし。
Gonna save,
これで終わりま
and I'm pretty sure we're fine.
す。見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。あの装置はうまくできるかな。私は機械とか苦手ですけど。できました。とりあえず一回やってみるからね。ハーモニクスだよ。
Now technically this enemy absorbs cosmic phase damage.
このまま
Doesn't matter though because his debuff still works.
始めます。 こ
Then Arya dies to poison at the start of the order break in turn.
私が負ける。少しはこれからも応援よろしく。
Okay, now last strengthening. Disassemble. I need 50k water, 50k wind, and 12.5k dark, so just a little more dark.
加減手持ちに余裕気を積みになったら処分される。ちょっともったいなかったかな。これすぐ使うの？こう硬くなったかしら。
Kyoko gets
何をセットした？何をセットした？私に使いこなせるかな。これは悪くないですね。不思議な。おしまい。
build voltage.
準備は整っています。もらった。始めちゃって。
No.
このまま破れましょう。ちゃんと防がなきゃ。
Now we have if we just hit full voltage to normal.
こんなもの。了解です。戻りましょう。では向かいましょう。遅れずについてきてください。新種でしょうか。見たことのない敵ですね。これで終わりました。知らない敵ですね。油断しないでください。何かしら。慎重に進みましょう。はい。消去完了です。ここ新種でしょうか。見たことのない敵ですね。注意してください。消去します。塵一つ残しません。何か。ここからは初めにお願いします。消去します。消
Not really need to save for these fights unless I screw them up.
去。終わりました。
If I screw them up, then I'll raise my backup skills. But the final boss is different.
行きます。行きます。行きます。ありそう。何かありますね。これは頑張ります。なんとも盛り上がりま瞬くも片付けます。やっぱり怖い。歌みこ協力お願いします。ちゃんと防がなきゃ。どうしようかな。始めます。
Okay, I don't know if that's just that. I'll just use some radio skills. Make sure this one does. Okay, why is the dragon still alive? Oh, this looks like it'll be alright still. But we might have some issues for the next boss.
I think he was dragging on.
I probably misread the route at some point. That's fine.
どうすればいいかしら。ここで終わらせます。では
結果の状況で
できたわ。
隠された実力の片鱗を示せるか。
御するわ。服がずれる。
Alright, I need to heal her HP as well. I'll try to win from this position, but it might be screwed. In which case I can just load my backup save to do the last 2 fights.
まがまがしくなってきましたね。行きます行きます行きます。行きます行きます。これの敵は力でいいんだよね。
Give that bomb the energy.
ハーモニクスだよ。
That's slapping, not giving energy.
Okay, that's better. I think I accidentally attacked twice with the pressure and I was going to attack once. But yeah, I don't have... I don't have voltage when I should have 2 voltage. I think it's because I let Kanadiko's outfit break, so we're just gonna have to YOLO. And then probably load the backup save for the final boss. Yeah, this isn't even close.
俺も行く。行くぞ。俺も行く。
Oh no! Kanadiko's outfit broke. But yeah, this is just because I screwed up the previous fight. So we will just exit out of this and load the backup save. 1 second, please. The backup saves on this account, I think. Don't worry, the final boss is still plenty more RNG to come, so you're not missing out on anything there. This is the wrong account, 1 sec.
So we're continuing.
Is it OQ files? No, I think it's AA. Yeah, this is more like it. Okay,
Loading save data.
oh hey guys, we're just before the final boss.
I'm prepared. Please take this seriously.
Just have to hair guard here to not get screwed by random statuses.
I'll take this.
My turn. The
Now, because this thing is an offshoot of Aria, it has the absorb cosmic fan thing, so we don't bother using any more of those. Instead, we just spam a bunch of these skills. Then we use these attacks, because otherwise it can live on like 1000 HP, which is really shit. This time it would have died if I had defended, but usually it lives on a tiny amount. And now, the real RNG.
The five of us first fighting are so
This guy's auto break is extremely random and very difficult to deal with. That should be an alright mechanic that he got.
My turn.
But he can do some really bitchy stuff, which pretty much immediately means you have to load the save file.
Bring it on. Please give me an order. Begin.
Now let's see if we have enough damage to kill him. We do. And that's time. But yeah, in the end the run nearly finished naturally. I just screwed up the dragon, the first dragon in the 10th chapter too much to be able to beat the brute after it, so I had to load the save. But the save was actually right after that brute, so you basically missed nothing other than not killing the brute properly. And that's the second marathon in a row where I've got lucky on that final boss though. It's pretty much odds on to get at least one reset on the final boss, but this time he used his attacks that don't do annoying stuff. Yeah, that's Omega Quintet Advance. Nowhere near as good as last time, but it's been a long time since I played this game as well, so it is to be expected.
I still.
And tomorrow I'll be back for the V2 race, but until then there are plenty more means to come.
Take the bomb, and have a good rest.
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna play the ending?
Nah, I think we're behind schedule, so let's just move on.
Thank you.